Today's topic is: what's the biggest "they're definitely cheating" sign you ignored? When she changed her phone password every week and said it was for security reasons. Girl, who's trying to hack you? The FBI? Or just your conscience? He said goodbye to his mother and called her sweetie. When I asked if he called his mother sweetie, he said yes. I later found out it was his ex. I didn't know about her and she didn't know about me. She kicked him to the curb, bizarrely accusing me of cheating with no reason, evidence, or provocation. He kept taking money out of the bank and never had money for even simple things like his commute. I suggested we start tracking our spending together and turn it into a game, and he balked. No wonder. I was so naive. He was mean, to me only. I thought he was working too hard, and bent over backwards to make his life easier. I just suffered it for a bit, then finally called him out on it, with "the way you are acting toward me is not in character for you, and I want to know what's going on." He broke and spilled all the damn tea, grateful to finally not be living a lie, and transferred all that pain right into me. MF. He'd been cheating for at least 8 months with randoms off the internet, then found one he loved, and was making plans for a future without me. Every time it has happened to me, there's been a sudden, noticeable distance, almost like a switch flipped. Communication would drop off completely for long stretches, and I could just feel I wasn't being respected or prioritized anymore. It's not just the silence, it's how you start to feel minimized, like your presence doesn't matter. It hits your dignity hard. Constantly asking where I was and accusing me of cheating, lol. I worked 12+ hour shifts at a remote oil plant. When the fuck was I getting time to get some dick on the side? I had to strategically plan grocery shops. There were many red flags. The biggest one was when in all the years we were married, she never initiated sex, except one time. And 1 month later, she's pregnant. Talking about one specific coworker all the time, so and so this, so and so that, me and so, etc., etc., etc. When they're suddenly defensive/shady about their phone when they never were before. Not me, but my bestie found a bra under her boyfriend's bed. He claimed it was his roommate's girlfriend, who we knew, and did not wear this size bra. They got engaged. And then she got an anonymous email after she went out of town that said, "While the cat's away the mice will play, fiancé's name is unfaithful." He blamed that on her little sister being jealous of her getting married first. Little sister denied being jealous and creating a fake email and sending it. She still married him and they're still going strong with 3 kids 15 years later. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, I guess. She would only shave when she wanted to have sex. One day I noticed that she had shaved and I got excited and just casually mentioned something about it, thinking that she must be planning to get intimate later. She got really weird when I mentioned it, like I wasn't supposed to notice. It turns out it wasn't for me. I should have realized after she had already been acting weird in general, and it was just a few days later that she very unexpectedly told me that she wanted to separate. Then I kind of figured it out. She swore that she never cheated on me and that's why she wanted to break up first, but she definitely lied about a lot of things towards the end that I later found out about. I ignored everything because I couldn't possibly imagine that she would do anything like that to me. Protective AF of phone, sleeping with it directly under his pillow and keeping his hand on it or near it throughout the entire night. Was meaner to me and more dismissive, but also randomly overly nice out of nowhere sometimes. Maybe when he felt just a little bad for whatever he just did behind my back. looking at me in the corner of his eye to see if I can see what's going on in his phone. He also used to stream, and I would literally watch his 2+HR stream the next morning to see if I could see what he was doing on his phone. I could literally see him actively deleting chats/messages. Then he would tell me how crazy I was the next morning when I brought it up. After bringing up the fact that he was on camera doing that shit, he started angling his screen away from the camera so I couldn't see anymore. I came home and she was Skyping with someone while wearing soccer jersey from a very niche Peruvian team. Not a popular team by any means, and in all our 4 years together she never showed any interest in this sport. I decided to ignore it because we were going through very rough times and I wanted to go back to our old relationship. Some time later I connected the dots, finding out that her current husband used to play for that soccer team. Started going to the gym all the time but never took a gym bag, and always did her makeup and took a shower before and after. She was very manipulative and controlling, didn't think I could question or challenge her. Still, I learned a lot from it that's helped me have healthier relationships since. He was cheating with the neighbor and she had little kids, both under 5. We never really did anything with their kids, so we didn't know them. One day, out of seemingly nowhere, these 2 kids, both under 5, ran across their yard, across the street and up our driveway to hug him, all while calling his name. Kids don't do this to strangers. Clearly, he'd been spending a ton of time over there with her and befriending the kids. He would take the dogs on walks after work or dinner, not getting home until 10 to 11 p.m. Turns out she lived in our complex, so he was meeting her every time. I truly thought he was just out rollerblading/walking the dogs because he had done this a lot. I didn't get suspicious until I went out to the dog park one evening to let him know dinner was ready, only to see he wasn't there at all. That's when I realized something was wrong. I caught him with her a few nights after that. It didn't happen to me personally, but my older brother married a bitch who would disappear to her friend's house every time extended family would visit and was just an unpleasant person in general. Married for 10 years and raised 3 children together. Turns out she was cheating with my brother's best friend, and he didn't want to believe it when the signs were there. It almost killed him when the truth came out, but he wanted to be alive and there for his kids. He's doing much better now and marrying someone who actually cares about him. Being called by her name, which is slightly similar to my name but clearly not my name. Saying she was going to after parties when the bar closed. In 2.5 years of dating she never did this twice in a week. I accused her of cheating and she broke up with me. Started posting pictures of a new guy 2 weeks after we broke up. The last photo she sent me was from the bar and the new guy was in the background. When my kids suddenly developed a friendship with the kid who suddenly had a dad going through a divorce. Only wanted to hang out at night, didn't want pictures or me to tell anyone because of privacy, and the biggest red flag, when we went on dates, they were extremely out of town and far away. For example, on our first date we went to the movies, at a theater 1 hour and 45 minutes away instead of the one literally in our town. I thought he was trying to impress me. Didn't come home one night. Didn't even answer his phone until noon the next day. I literally thought he had died. I bought his excuse that he had fallen asleep on a friend's couch. He had never ever done that before, and I'm still kicking myself for not calling that relationship then and there. There were scratches, finger width apart, in a very specific position on his back. My ex made some excuse, and I believed it. I also stayed after finding out. So many things I missed because she hid them within reasonable other life events. Enrolls in grad school with evening classes, then isn't home regularly because she is in class or studying. The only thing she was studying was her coworkers, and yeah, that's plural on purpose. Participates in a public speaking group at work that is traveling out of town, sends pics from event with all of her group members, ends up f***ing one of them in the hotel the same night. I had an ex who told me he was gonna start taking over time and I told him cool, that's fine. I was a brand new mom and extra money seemed good, but when he got his paycheck I noticed that they weren't more than his usual. Finally a girl I knew tipped me off that he was taking my car and going and fooling around with some chick from a gas station. I was pissed and packed all his crap and set it outside, and when he got back from his 12-hour shift I told him to give me my extra key and to call his side piece to come get him, and he did. My ex was deployed in South Korea. I would call him every so often to check on him and catch up. After about 5 minutes of talking he would cut me off and say, "You're always so difficult to talk to." I am offended. I'm hanging up now. I was confused and genuinely thought I was a bully, so I started counseling to fix my actions. Come to find out he found his new girlfriend and I was ruining their time together, wondering if my husband was okay. We lived together and had been together a few years at this point. He wasn't home, and I needed to use his PC to print a document. It was password protected, but I guessed it easily because all his passwords were his name and his favorite number. I printed what I needed and turned the computer off. He must have worked out somehow that I'd used his computer, because when he went to work the next day, he took his fucking keyboard and mouse with him. I came home from basic training and a pair of boxer briefs that were a brand I never bought or wore were folded and placed neatly amongst mine. I don't think she realized Jody had left them, and she truly thought they were mine. He changed the passcode on his phone. There was never an issue with us grabbing each other's phones to send a text or look something up. He changed it and wouldn't give me the new passcode because work requires it to be more secure. Bullshit. The second phone. Not like, oh, this is my old phone I keep in case my current phone breaks. Nope. It was always charged. He kept it under his pillow, and when I figured out the passcode he snatched it out of my hands. Still didn't dawn on me, lol.